everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm sharing this really sweet gift bag with a extra box on the front to put the card that you may make them. So this is a box envelope attached to a gift bag. So if you've made my box envelopes and you've made lots of my gift bags, you can just pull a size of the envelope that you like and a size of the gift bag that you like and just stick it on the front to create something similar. Otherwise, this one here is 12 by 9 by 3. And then the box is 6 1/4 squared, so it will fit any kind of 3D card. So the idea is that you have your card and the gift all together, easy for you to carry and give to the person. I've got a lovely tag here. And I've got a slightly different closure. So this one, there are little slots. So there's a Velcro fastening under there, but this just comes through like so, and then inside you can see the bag. The reverse of these papers aren't the best for a gift bag. I didn't really think that through, but like I said, they're going to be more, hopefully, wowed by how beautiful the bag is and more interested about the gift that's inside. But you can see that just all closes up nicely, and then in here, Velcro closure, and you've got your space there for another gift. But the idea is that you'd pop a 3D or a dimensional card inside. The bag can also fold flat, so it will fold down like that, so it just makes it a little bit easier to store if you want to batch make. And it's easy to adjust the sizes, and like I said, just take any kind of envelope box size that you like and stick it to the front of any gift bag that you like. So it's a really easy one to adapt. So hopefully there is a size to suit any gifts that you might have. So let's get started. So this is the paper pad. I'm starting to make a dent in these ones that I purchased a while ago. They may still be available. They're from the works. They were £4. I did share these in a What Did I Get probably about 2 months ago now. But like I said, you might still be able to get hold of them. But any papers, any theme, any season, doesn't have to be Christmas. So you're going to want 2 pieces of 12 by 12 cards. So I've gone for that beautiful poinsettia print there. And then on the back it's got that one. So they're not too bad. They kind of match. Along the 12-inch side, you want to score at 11.5. So if it's directional, make sure it's the right way up. And then rotate, and you're going to score at 3. And you want to do that on both pieces. Fold and burnish. Okay, so the 3-inch part is our base. Okay. So you want 2 pieces of 4 by 12. These are for the sides. Along the 4-inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch and 3.5. Then rotate and score at 3 and 4.5. Rotate it back again and score at 2 down to that first score line. Okay, do that on both of the pieces, and then we'll do some extra scoring in there in a moment. This is so it can fold flat. If you don't want it to fold flat, then all you need to do is along the 4-inch side is just score at 1/2 inch and 3.5, and then along the 12-inch side just score at 3. You don't need to do all those other bits. If you want to add the pocket on the front, so this one here, you can have this any size you want. You can just take the envelope boxes that I've already done, make those up and just stick the box on the front of the gift bag. And you can do that for any of the size gift bags that I've got, as I mentioned at the beginning. So it's something that you can really, change around depending on maybe the size card that you're putting in here, or you might be putting a different gift in this little pocket. But if you're going to do the 6 by 6 one, which is actually comes in at 6 1/4 square, I do that the same with the envelope boxes. So if you've got any decoration that's overhanging slightly, then you've got that little bit of space. So you want a piece of 9 3/4 by 8 1/4. Along the 9 3/4 side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 3/4, 8 and 9 1/4. Then rotate it, and you're going to score at 3/4 and 2. Okay, fold and burnish all those score lines. And then this is the closure. This is a piece of 3 3/4 by 8 3/4. Along the 8 3/4 side, you're going to score at 1 1/4 and 7.5. And then rotate, and you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 3/4. And then you want to score at 2 3/4 just to the first score line. Flip and do 2 3/4 again just to the first score line. They're going to be cut lines, so it's just a guide. Have those 2 along the bottom and pop it back in the track, and just put a little marker at 4 3/8, because I'm going to cut from these pieces here, these score lines, down to the centre, just so we've got that kind of triangular envelope closure. You might just want to have this as a rectangle closure, so just a solid piece. It's entirely up to you. So if you just go back to these 2 sides, if you want them to fold flat, I just fold these score lines there. So you'll have this little rectangle here. You'll have your base piece, this little rectangle, and then you'll have that center score line. From the bottom of that center score line, you're scoring across and down to the bottom left and the bottom right of that rectangular piece. I'll just do it on this one and hold it up. If you've made fold flat gift bags before, this is how I always do them. And I'll be doing most of my gift bags as fold flat ones because it's easier for me to store them. Okay, so you can see that triangle there from the bottom of that middle score line down to the bottom left and the bottom right. Just do that on both pieces. Again, just make sure you fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, we'll stick with these pieces and we can do some cutting. So from the bottom, so you want that larger square piece, you're going to cut up both of those side pieces and just cut them away. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut a wedge off of both the sides there as well. What you want to now do is make sure that all these score lines here are valley folds. So the triangle, they're valley folds, and then that middle score line is a valley fold. And that other score line there will be a mountain. But you want it to be that shape right now, okay? So that's your side pieces already. So now we'll take the front and the back. You're going to stick the sides together. So just make sure you've got your 3-inch tab at the bottom, and then this one here you're going to stick underneath. So you want to add your glue all down the tab there. In fact, I'm just going to cut a little wedge off of these sides as well. Do that on both of the pieces just to make sure none of it sticks out the top. So I'm going to use my construction glue for all of this. And I'm just lining up that base score line. Focus on your base score line, that they line up next to each other. You can always trim the top. I'm going to take the next piece. Again, make sure you fold at the bottom. And I'm going to attach it to this side here. And then I'm going to take this other one and you're going to attach it to this end here. Okay, now I'm going to stick my pocket down whilst this is flat. It's just going to be a bit easier to be able to get in and apply a bit of pressure. If you don't want the pocket, then just fast forward this bit and go to when I start to put this together. I'm going to fold this base one up and under just so I can see exactly the space that I'm working in. So with this one here, fold and burnish all of your score lines, and you want your 2 1/2-inch tabs should be on the left and right. Then you've got a 1 1/4 tab, which is the side. You can see the tabs are going to stick onto here. And then these are for the bottom. So you want it in that orientation, and you're going to snip away the tiny little square in the far corner and then the rectangle next to it. Okay, so those two at the very bottom corner, that's all you're taking away. Do that on each side. Next, you want to take this little rectangle, and again on this side, like so. And then we're going to cut down this one. So we've freed up that square, and again on that side. What we're going to do is add glue to these and stick them inside here, like so. And then all these tabs can fold in, and you can see how that is going to attach itself onto here. I'm going to have mine quite low down because I'm going to possibly have a closure at the top here. So take your liquid glue all on those corners. Again, just bring that up so you've got a nice right angle. And then just going to use my quick grab glue to literally tack these in place. So just holding those down, and again in that corner. Okay, once that's all secure, you then want to add your glue over the 3 tabs and then stick it to your bag. So it's up to you, like I said, how high you go. You want to get it in the middle. I'm going to come up about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, and it's about 2.5, yeah, 2.5 in from the sides. Just make sure they're in. And I can just move this around, which is why I think it's a bit easier to do this when it's flat. You can now get your ruler or your bone folder. Make sure this is straight, but you can get in there now and really secure those tabs. Just get your ruler and run it all the way up. Just make sure it's the same measurement. So whatever it is, just make sure it's the same all the way up. Now with the lid here, you want to have your 1/2 inch tab and your 1 1/4 tab at the top. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to cut away these 2 corners here. You're going to cut away more in a minute, but I just want to do it this way just to break each step down. Then from that corner there, now you want to cut down to that middle little marker that you might have done. Again, you may be keeping yours as a solid piece, but I'm going to cut across now, like so, and then I'm going to go down from here. Okay, and then you can cut up here and here. So you freed these pieces up, and now you can cut those away. So it's just to break down that part there if you are going to create that shape. I've got a little mark there. You can go over the back and just rub your score line out. So you should have something now like this. Then come around to the side. You want to remove the thin little rectangle. Do that in both corners, like so. Okay, now with the side pieces, you want to cut this kind of shape. So when that goes in there, you need them to be able to close down inside. It's just going to tidy up. Can you see it just keeps that all locked in nice? I'm going to go over that white core because these are white core card pieces. I'm going to go over that with a little red marker pen just so you don't see that white. So just cut it so you have something that looks like that in terms of the tab ends. You'll know anyway. You can always cut them once you've attached it so you know exactly what you need to cut away. And then I'm just going to add my glue. And just slide that into the box so they lock on the top there. You won't be able to push it down anymore. And then I can, like I said, just close that up. And I'm going to put a Velcro closure in there. So I've just got these here. These are from Craft Stash. And these are the 20mm, I think it is, 2cm ones. So I'm just going to pop that in there. And then just kind of get them to slightly attach. And then you should be able to prise those open. And then you can add a lot more pressure. Okay. And then again, I can just close that up, and that's now all in place. So that's our pocket now. So I'm going to tidy up the white core edges in a bit. Next, we want to flip this over, the whole bag. And you're going to fold this end over, add glue to the other tab. And then actually I'm going to fold it across this way just so I can apply some pressure. Fold it under and lay it down flat. And it should all line up. So now you should be able to squeeze in the sides because of the way we done the score lines on those side pieces. And then if you fold in your base pieces, start to see that gift bag shape. So I always like to fold the back piece down first. So I'm going to fold that one down. I'm going to cover this with glue. Now if you want to reinforce this, add another piece of cardstock before you stick this last piece down, and use your construction glue, and it will just really strengthen that base. And you can put candles in here, maybe like a pair of shoes, any of those heavier things, they will still, you know, hold in these gift bags. And if you reinforce your handles with your eyelets, that metal hardware is going to help support the handles and it won't rip the cardstock. And then just stick that one down and then flip it over. Again, using your bone tool or your ruler, you can get in there and just spread all that glue out and make sure that's secure. So I'm going to add this closure on the top. This is optional. If you don't want this, you can now just punch your holes here, add your string, your ribbon, whatever it may be, and you know, that's the bag finished. I want to try and do something. If you've made my designer like Birkin style gift bag that I made, I done a slightly different closure, and I'm going to try and do that again with this. So this piece here, you need it to be 12 inches because that's going to be the width of your bag, by 3.5. Along the 3.5 side, you want to score at 1 and 2 inches. And I'm going to add my glue all onto the first 1 inch section. Okay, so there's that 1 inch, there's the other 1 inch, and then this one here is 1.5. I've added the glue all to that first one. This bag, the way I've done this closure is going to allow you to have the bag open by 1 inch thick. So if you have got something that's a bit bulky, I'll just show you that's how it's going to look from the side. I just want that to attach itself onto the back. And I can just open this one up and just make sure that's all secure. The reverse of these prints that I've chosen aren't the best for making a gift bag. They're lovely, but again, I'm not too worried. Whoever receives this one's going to be more interested about the gift inside than what the inside of the paper looks like. But yeah, do have a look at that if that will bother you. So now that's secure, it's going to come around, and once that's attached or secured at the front, I think it's just got quite a nice profile. But what I want to do first of all is I want to get my handles in place. Now these here, I in the charity shop near me, I got these the other day, but it was a bag of, they're like shoelaces really, but it was £2. I just thought they're brilliant for handles. They had a couple of them. I think my mum picked, did my mum get one with me? I can't remember if she did or not, but there's just loads now. I need to sort that out, but I'm going to go for this lovely red because it works perfectly there. I don't need them this long, so I actually think one of these will be enough for 2 handles. So let's just cut this one in half. And then the length there, like I said, it's entirely up to you. It's about 17 inches, but it doesn't need to be that long at all. But by the time you add your knots to them, then obviously be a bit shorter. So I'm just going to mark where I want to punch my holes. So I think I'm going to do 3 inches in. So just doing this on the back one first, because we're going to do the front slightly different. So just mark a hole 3 inches in there, in the middle of that 1 inch section. And then I'm going to use my big bite here because this allows me to get in further into the area that I need to punch. Okay, and then I'm going to reinforce those. So I've got my eyelets here, so I've got these red ones here. Yeah, I think they're going to work nicely. So I'm just going to pop those through, and then I'm just going to change the setting for the eyelets, and then again I can just pop this in. Okay, so I've got my first handle in place. Okay, and then on this front one I'm going to again mark 3 inches in. Make sure it's roughly in the middle. It doesn't matter if this is slightly lower to where these are on the back, because you can adjust your string. Okay. Okay, then what you're going to do is you're going to snip up, and you want to snip just a little bit away, about 1 millimetre. You just want a little hole like so. Okay, that's how that's going to look. I'm going to tidy all this white up in a minute. And then you want to come in 3 again on this piece. Just make sure that you've got it so it will line up with that one underneath, which mine does. And then you're going to punch those ones. Okay, so they're in place. And then I'm going to set my eyelets again. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. And just make sure they're really tight. Okay, and then you'll be able to slot your handles through the front, so it kind of locks that in place. I'm going to add a Velcro closure on that as well, but you just get a slightly different look. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut a little bit more off of this here. You'll know everybody's going to have, you know, different kind of sized ribbons and string that they're going to be using, so just make sure you've got enough there for it to be able to go and, you know, sit through comfortably without it ruining the cardstock. But I think that's gonna, yeah, that looks really cool. So that's the finished gift bag. I love it with the gold detailing. And then I remembered I had some more of these and I showed these last year, and I was sent them the year before that, I think it was, by one of my crafty friends in the US, and they just work perfectly. It just, yeah, ties it all together really well. So I've used those. You can see the gift tag there. I've just added a little eyelet on that, and I've just attached it with the ribbon bow. And if you want it to fold flat, just squeeze in the sides there and then just push down on the back, and that will all fold flat. So that's easier now for me to store, although I have got the bulk of that on the front, but that's fine. And then again, just open up and you've got that beautiful gift bag. So if you are, you know, meeting a friend for a Christmas dinner or Christmas lunch, you can pop a card in the front and then a gift inside the bag. I just think that's such a lovely way to present any gift. Does, like I said, doesn't have to be Christmas. So I hope you've enjoyed this card and gift bag idea. I think it's come together really nicely and it's just so different. I can't wait to fill it now. So as always, I'll try and link as much of the product that I've used in the description box below. Check out the other playlists popping up now with all the different size gift bags, because you can, like I said, attach this onto any size. So if you've got a specific gift, then check out that playlist so you can see which size is going to suit best. As always, if you've enjoyed today and you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing and make sure you hit the notification bell, and that way you won't miss any future videos. See you all again soon. Bye.